What's going on, Pittsburgh?
This is a press conference held by BPEP in regard to a black business being targeted.
Good evening. I'd like to thank you all for being here this evening. My name is Lorraine Cross, and I am the chair for BPEP's board. I'd like to introduce William Anderson, the owner that business was racially slurred. Will?
Good evening. My name is William Anderson, and I'm the owner of Pittsburgh's finest auto body and the chair of the Allegheny County Democratic Black Caucus and chief of staff for the Democratic National Committee Black Caucus, along with being a member of BPEP and pretty much every social justice organization in Allegheny County. We are here today to speak about the horrendous racist acts that I experienced at my business, Pittsburgh's finest auto body, on January 21st. When I returned to my business to open up, I found a racial slur, the N-word, sprayed on my business. As I am not only a community activist, but I am the great grandson of Homer Hanyon, who was the first African-American president of the Black Business Association of Homewood and one of the first African-American business owners in Homewood. I've owned my business for over 33 years. And during that time, my business has never been attacked. My business has never had any type of racial slur sprayed upon it, or my business has never been robbed before. Within the last month, while I was away at a Democratic National Committee meeting in Los Angeles, my business was robbed. Then a month later, I returned to open up my business and find the N-word spray on the side of my business. We know in these times that we live of political hurricanes that a lot of people are feeling embodied and feeling the power to do things like this and attack not only the African-American community, but our brown brothers and sisters and our Jewish brothers and sisters. We are here together to stand united, to speak against this, that these heinous acts will not be tolerated and they will not deter us from the work that we do. And my grandmother always told me that if you are doing your job, you will have enemies. You will have people that hate what you do. You will have people that will try to stop you with threats and intimidation. I'm here to stand 10 toes down to let the person that did this, person or persons that did these heinous acts, that you have only made my resolve stronger. You have only made me fight harder for our community. You have only made me continue to travel this country, continue to fight for issues that embroider and empower our community. We are here with several of our partners, our community brothers and sisters that stand strong beside us, not behind us, beside us. Because we know that it's easier to knock over dominoes if you are standing behind each other. But it is impossible to knock everyone down when you're standing beside each other. We're here to make leaders, not followers. We're here not to follow each other, but stand behind each other in unity and strength. To let that person or persons who are responsible for these acts know that you will be found and you will be prosecuted. We're thankful for our new police chief, Lando, whose agency and detectives are greatly fighting for this issue and are investigating it. They have video surveillance of the person or persons that stole my equipment at my shop in December, and they are following leads on the heinous act. We have pictures here of another part of the spray painting and vandalism of my business, so that asking the community, if you recognize this, if you know anybody that has used these tags before, or if you can understand what this word says, because somebody knows something. And we ask people, if you know something, if you see something, say something. You cannot remain silent, because those are silenced, they will come for you. As we know, if you do not speak up for one, then eventually you will be left standing alone by yourself when they come for you. And we will not be deterred by these actions, and we will not stop. and we have our other partners with us that will speak and stand united with us. And I just thank everyone for the support that I've been given from the community and from our community partners. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. We thank the media for being with us and, of course, our wonderful community partners. The incident of theft of items needed for Homewood businessman Will Anderson, who you just heard from, to enable him to serve the citizens of Homewood and beyond on a continuing basis at Pittsburgh's finest auto body took place, as he said, on December 21st, 2025. Not the type of Christmas present that he expected nor deserved.
That's right. Come on.
We are glad to learn that the Pittsburgh Bureau of Police have access to videos that may assist in the apprehension of those responsible. As founder and CEO of the Black Political Empowerment Project, a Black-based organization serving the African American community of Pittsburgh and beyond for some 40 years, I want to state that such theft to a Black-owned business is in itself a form of economic violence
That's right. Come on now.
to our community, and is absolutely unacceptable, particularly if done by a Black person. Just being honest. We must instead find ways to build up our communities.
That's right.
And those in the white power structure of metropolitan Pittsburgh must have a renewed and powerful commitment as we begin a new year to help heal our Black communities by openly and fully adopting and implementing what has been called diversity, equity, and inclusion programs,
Come on now.
which some of us are now calling creating opportunities for the retention, engagement of African Americans, both in terms of employment and in terms of entrepreneurial opportunities. On January, was it 23rd or 21st? 23rd? Okay. Will Anderson, as you heard, received an unexpected New Year's gift with graffiti painted on the side of his building, including the use of the N-word. Mr. Anderson has been a Black businessman for some 33 years. This has never happened, as he mentioned. Not that this city and nation have not at times been mirrored in negative racial acts and moments, but I'll tell you what has changed. And that is particularly within the past year. Many citizens of our city, our Commonwealth, and our nation now feel a freedom and indeed a liberation to say and do whatever racial and hate-filled act they wish to do or say against Black, Brown, Latino, Jewish, and LGBT community. The pictures we continue to see on televisions, our televisions night after night, day after day, of so-called Americans treating their fellow Americans and treating people who have come to the United States of America to seek asylum from the outrages in their homeland and to find a new life. In too many instances lately, to find similar acts of hatred and violence aimed at them in this nation.
That's right.
In this past year, our nation has been torn apart by those who seek to separate us by race, by ethnicity, by religion, by sexual orientation, by class. It's almost impossible to watch national television, but for so long because one has to switch to a much lighter form of entertainment.
Yeah. Come on.
What many of us are facing is an America that much too often reflects the ills of the 50s and early 60s, many of us had the nerve to believe in recent years and decades were at least beginning to be addressed.
That's right. Come on.
What I have been seeing far too often on my television screen is not the United States of America that I was taught we were seeking to be as a nation. As a young black student at Robert Lee Vann Elementary School, here in Hill Junior High School in the Hill District, I did not expect to see a time when U.S. citizens and those attempting to become citizens are shot and killed and pulled out of their cars by those supposedly protecting this nation from seriously exaggerated threats.
Yes, yes.
We as a nation are backtracking. We are backtracking on what was to be a land of opportunity and a land of equality where race, gender, creed, and religion will not only be terms that help describe who we are as individuals,
Come on now.
but not descriptions that would indeed severely limit our abilities and opportunities to succeed. Dr. Martin Luther King, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, described a nation of individuals should be and would be hopefully judged by the content of their character.
That's right.
Unfortunately, we are far from that wonderful picture of America.
That's right.
Indeed, the pictures we are seeing and experiences are nightmares on a daily and evening basis,
Yes.
nightly basis. We cannot accept this picture of America. We must cry out. We must act. We must regain our power. Regardless of our political orientation, we must vote our interest in each and every election, regain our power, and we must absolutely remember that the midterms are coming. 28th Annual Black and White Reunions Racial Justice Summit at CCAC from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Allegheny campus of CCAC might be more important than ever. We're proud to have with us key leaders of our community to address in their own way the crisis facing our city, our commonwealth, and indeed our nation. Monica Louise, Executive Director of CASA San Jose. Heather is now being represented by, I lost my note.
Mar Vogel.
Give it to me. Oh, here it is, Marissa Vogel, Executive Director of National Council of Jewish Women. They caught me on that one. Thank you very much. Fat Man D of the Black and White Reunions Racial Justice Summit. Reverend Dr. Kate Walker of the First Unitarian Church, our newly elected president, or selected president of the Urban League, president and CEO
Yes.
of the Greater Pittsburgh, Jennifer Tompkins. I'll leave everybody out. I hope that's scheduled.
B. Marshall from Stop
B.
the Bounds.
B. Marshall's here to make a comment from Stop the Bounds. So I'm asking Fat Man D if she would come forward as a representative of the Black and White Reunion Racial Justice Summit and just share a moment in her own way, comments on what we're facing in our city, our state, our nation.
Thank you very much, Tim. It has always been my honor and pleasure to study with you, not only as an activist and community organizer, but also as a musician. So as he has stated, it is correct. I am a longtime volunteer and organizer with the Pittsburgh Racial Justice Summit, which is the main project of the Black-White Family Reunion. This organization started 28 years ago with the tragic murder of young Johnny Gamage, and it has... This organization, the Black-White Family Reunion 28 years ago began the project of the Pittsburgh Racial Justice Summit due to the tragic murder of Johnny Gamage, but it is so important that our mission, we understand our mission is not complete. We are not living in the post-racial justice world that we thought we were gonna get after the election of some wonderful people. However, the mission of the Pittsburgh Racial Justice Summit is more important than ever when friends of ours, when important business owners and community leaders like Will can have his business. When this happens to a local businessman, to a local organizer, to anybody, a Black or brown person in the city needs to feel safe. And that is why I'm so honored to be here with so many amazing community leaders. To state that we as citizens in the city of Pittsburgh love all of our neighbors. Mr. Rogers' neighborhood is a place for everybody, and it is not okay. When one of us is not safe, none of us are safe. And I believe in facts, and I believe in figures, and I believe in safety. And so I'm gonna pass this on to whoever's next. Again, I'm Fat Mandy with the Pittsburgh Racial Justice Summit Black-White Family Reunion. We'll be getting together February 21st at CCAC main campus in the north side. Thank you all.
Hold up the program.
Yes, Monica Ruiz, who is gonna be coming up to speak,
She's our next speaker.
is going to be our keynote speaker. And if you need any information, please look at our website, prjs.com.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
As all of you know, the Latino community has been, and the immigrant community has been under serious attack,
Yes, it is.
locally and nationally.
That's right.
And who should be here other than Monica Ruiz, Executive Director of
That's
San
San
Jose.
Jose. That's right.
Let's give her a hand.
My name is Monica Ruiz. I'm the Executive Director of Casa San Jose. I'm here today because what happened to Will isn't new. It's something that has been happening in our communities for a long time. I remember about 10 years ago when this happened to Las Palmas, where they wrote, "Go back to Mexico" on the back
Yes.
of Las Palmas and Beachview, in Brookline rather.
Yeah.
And that, to me, at that time, was something that I couldn't believe, like Tim said, that this would happen in my lifetime. And when I thought that things couldn't get any worse, they continue to get worse.
Yes.
I want you to know that there are masked, armed ICE agents running our streets every day, including today.
That's right.
Today, we had over 10 sightings of ICE agents attempting and detaining people. They even attempted to enter into a local high school. It's not okay. But when you have things like this happening, and when you have media portraying people that look like me and look like Will as the criminals and the bad people, this is what happens.
That's right.
People are emboldened, and they'll continue to harm us in any way possible, whether it's our communities, whether it's tearing apart families, it doesn't matter. They're killing us on the streets.
That's right.
It was very evident that it was okay to kill black men on the street.
That's
Right,
right.
right.
It
Come
was
on now.
very evident to say that it was okay to kill white women on the street.
Right?
And now I want you all to know that it is now okay to kill white men on the street.
That's right.
So when you say when they're coming for one of us, they're coming
For all
coming
of
for
us.
all of
That's
us,
right.
it
Come on
is
now.
true. And anybody who thinks that they're safe and comfortable right now, I feel very sorry for you. Because what happened in Minneapolis could very much happen here.
That's right.
And until we start to realize that we are one person, we are one person, they're gonna come for us.
That's right.
I'll leave it there, but I wanna say that I couldn't be more happy to be here alongside you. You have been somebody who has stood by our community for years, and I wanna thank you for that. And I will always be here to support yours.
Thank you.
Yes.
All
Thank
right,
Yeah.
come on now.
Yes.
Dr. Kate Walker from the First Unitarian Church. Thank you so much.
Good evening, my beloved. I am, yes, minister of the First Unitarian Church of Pittsburgh. I'm also president of PIN, the Pennsylvania Interfaith Impact Network. And PIN, as well as my church, are profoundly and deeply reject any form of explicit or implicit bias or prejudice that found in all forms of oppression, whether it be racism, anti-Semitism, ableism, or sexism. I represent in PIN an organization over 30 houses of worship in Pittsburgh, nonprofits such as Casa San Jose, and individuals. We are all committed to the people living their lives of fullness and beauty. We believe in the sacred divinity of all beings, that we all have inherent worth and dignity, and that we are connected in an intricate of dependence upon one another. We are bound together in our joy and in our despair. We are bound together in our celebrations and our failures. We are bound together in our moral duty and civic obligation,
That's right.
requiring us to show up for one another in our network of mutuality. PIN is inspired not by hatred, not by divisiveness, but by visions of a vibrant, just community, alive in our spiritual traditions, and determined to create greater equity and flourishing in all of our beautiful Pittsburgh neighborhoods. And I remind you of the wonderful words of our prophet from Martin Luther King: the ultimate weakness of violence is that it is a descending spiral. It is begetting the very thing that it seeks to destroy. Instead of diminishing it, it multiplies it. So let me be very, very clear. For all of those hashtags, for all of those short comments out there, PIN is committed to a liberation for all, guided by a divine light, an enduring love for all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Amen. Amen.
Sound like a minister. PEN stands for the Pennsylvania Interfaith Impact Network, and they've been doing great work for decades. We're going to bring up the new executive director of the National Council of Jewish Women Pittsburgh, Marissa Fogel. So she's new to the position. Give her a hand. A little support here.
Thank you so much. On behalf of the National Council of Jewish Women, we want to say to you, Will Anderson, and to all Black business owners and community members who were targeted by this hateful act, that we clearly stand and unequivocally stand with you and condemn this act. What happened here was not just vandalism. Racial slurs are meant to hurt and to intimidate and make people feel like they don't belong.
That's right. Come on now.
As a Jewish organization, we know too well what it means to be targeted by hate, and we know how important it is to speak up when it happens.
Right.
When one community is attacked, it affects all of us, and how we respond matters. To you and to your business, we want you to know that you're not alone. You are valued, and your presence here in our community matters. We're committed to standing with you and with all of our neighbors in the face of hate, not just today, but through continued action and partnership. We're very proud to work alongside BPEP in our youth voter engagement work to inspire young people into civic action and to use their voice to change our communities and make a world that they want to see. This moment calls on all of us to choose care over indifference and solidarity over silence. Together, we can build a community where everyone is treated with dignity and where hate finds no home.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Fogel? That's who you just heard from, Executive Director of the National Council of Jewish Women Pittsburgh. I'm going to ask one of my good friends that was partnered with me for decades, one of my good friends, one of the true leaders of Pittsburgh, not only Black leaders, just leaders of Pittsburgh. Some people call her Queen Esther. She just retired from her position as President and CEO. She was there for a while, went away for a minute, came back as interim. Now she's going to introduce the new president of the Urban League of Greater Pittsburgh. Esther Bush, come on. Okay.
You know, these press conferences are really getting old. Because we're saying the same thing, and I'm seeing little to no change. And all these people behind me are tired. Tired of fighting the same battle. I want to thank Tim, as always, for his leadership in pulling a cross-section of communities together. When Tim called me today, I said, Tim, I don't think so. I said, but our new president is here. Our new president is here. Let's get her to work. She started this past Monday. Today is Thursday. As the speakers before me were talking about Johnny Damage, I was like, wow, that's when I first came. And we are still battling the same things. I am tired.
Yes.
But what's good about all of these organizations is we have a serious bench. And we have a new president and CEO of the Urban League of Greater Pittsburgh. Her name is Jennifer Tompkins. She comes to us after serving as president and CEO of the Urban League in Delaware. Delaware. Now, you might say, just like I did, Delaware is going to come to Pittsburgh.
Bring it on.
Home of the former vice president.
She is awesome. I am so very pleased to introduce her to you because Tim, you got a new partner. You got somebody that's going to speak up for you. She is very clear about the mission of the National Urban League, which is to assist African Americans to achieve economic self-reliance, parity, power, and civil rights.
Come on now.
She is a new leader that all of us are going to be proud of. Please welcome Jennifer Thompson.
Right now.
Thank you so much, Esther, for that kind introduction, and thank you so much, Tim, for including on this evening. Again, my name is Jennifer Tompkins, and I have the honor and the privilege of serving as the president and CEO of the Urban League of Greater Pittsburgh. And for more than a century, the Urban League of Greater Pittsburgh has been a catalyst for possibility, turning aspiration into opportunity, strengthening the very foundation of our region. This legacy is not something we just honor. It is a responsibility we are called to carry forward.
Come on now.
This is why when the moment demands that we speak truth to power, we do not hesitate. We step forward, we raise our voices, and we ensure that those who have been marginalized are seen. We make sure that they are heard, and we make sure that they are protected. As the National Urban League's 3D movement reminds us, we must demand diversity, we must defeat poverty, and we must defend democracy.
Come on now.
These are not abstract ideals. They are urgent calls to action. What occurred to my brother Will Anderson and his property, unfortunately, is not an isolated incident.
No, it's not.
It is a sobering reminder that these attacks on democracy are real, they are present, and they are escalating in our communities. What we are witnessing with the unjust detention and harassment of individuals by agents operating within our neighborhoods strikes at the very core of our democratic values, which are fairness, which is dignity, and which is justice under the law. And as long as access to opportunity remains unequal, I must speak as long as upward mobility is out of reach for too many, we are forced to confront an undeniable truth that poverty is not behind us. It is here and it demands action. So I close in saying the Urban League of Greater Pittsburgh stands firm in this moment. And we stand firm in this moment because we are a movement and we are just not a moment. But we stand firm in this moment, committed to accountability. We stand firm, committed to equity. And we stand firm, committed to justice for all. Thank you.
Amen. Now you can see why she's the new president. The CEO. I don't have to hear anything else. B. Marshall's been an activist in our community. He's brought a lot of economic opportunities for Black people through Juneteenth since 2013, I believe it is, and the Black Soul festivals and whatever. He's here to bring words of support to this moment. B. Marshall, introduce yourself.
Come on, B. Amen. Come on, yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm here to support Will Anderson. For a number of years, he's been supporting us. He's been doing great work in our community, in our city. And one of the things that I really want to focus on is our opportunity to have businesses. So we have very few businesses in the city of Pittsburgh, black people that is. So when somebody attacks a black business, it's trying to hurt us collectively.
That's right.
So our whole agenda is to maintain our black business. We're gonna support this brother. We ain't gonna stop. You can do whatever you wanna do.
That's right.
We push it forward. Thank you.
Yes, come on, Big Marshall, that's right.
Thank you. Our community organizer had the wisdom to bring something that was brought out at one of the national conventions I saw a few years ago when someone reached into their pocket and pulled out something. It wasn't a gun, but it was a powerful thing called the Constitution of the United States of America. Roy is our community organizer for the Black Political Empowerment Project and Peace Summit coordinator. All right, Roy. That's the rest of the Constitution.
Hi, y'all. I'm Roy Blankenship, community organizer with BPEP. I'm usually organizing in our city and region. What I want to say is I'm going to take this opportunity to do a little national organizing, okay? As we all know, there's a lot of things that our organizations have done collectively to work for the betterment of our communities and harmony in our city, such as law enforcement and building a bridge to communities. This ICE incident and how this is going is turning the tide. What I do love, and I'm going to give respect from our collective organizations, how the government of Minnesota is and law enforcement is standing up for the people as best they can. But we don't want that temperature here in Pittsburgh.
Please.
You know, that is not what we do here. We've worked hard to build relationships, and we're building a society that we can all thrive in. So let's continue to take this nationally. I'm going to take my time to invoke what is my right or God-given right by the Constitution, and it's collectively for every American. It's the preamble of the Constitution.
Come on.
It's where it started.
That's right.
And we must all remember, those that are not citizens here yet, majority of the Americans living here in this country were not Americans.
That's right. Come on now.
They had to go through a process to get there.
That part.
So what I invoke upon you is the U.S. Constitution and its strength. And this is for any public figure or leader. Got Josh Shapiro, he did a great talk on CNN about what he posed for Pennsylvania. What I would say is that we and the leaders we select and vote, because we show up to vote, you guys have to stand up for our communities and you have to stand up for our people, or we'll find other choices.
Come on now.
The preamble states, we, the people of the United States,
Come on now.
in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, and that's all Americans' defense. Promote the general welfare, and secure blessings of liberty to ourselves and our prosperity, do ordain and establish this Constitution. Now, this is the beginning of the framework of our country by our great forefathers. And anyone that calls themselves a proud American or American proud to this day, if you are not following that document that gave us the right to be as powerful of a nation, I don't know what you're doing.
That's right.
So just collectively from our organizations, as you see, we have a diverse mixture of representation from races. Mr. Anderson did not deserve to go through it. I think no human being, let's look at the power of humanity. No human being deserves to be pushed out of place or put aside. So let's work together, America. And our leaders that are running elected offices, I don't care if you're the governor, mayor, council person, we're invoking our rights under the Constitution to be protected. Please help us.
Thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Blankenship, yes, sir.
Roy, again, is our BPEP community organizer and Peace Summit coordinator. I want to acknowledge Janae Kroom, who's been active with the National Council of Negro Women, with the League of Women Voters too, for being present today, and Leah Blumenfeld from the organization that houses us. My civil rights mom, my civil rights dad, created Freedom Unlimited. So she's up there. Thank you for hosting us and being with us. We hope that when you go back and have your folks look at the videotape, please make sure every station shows the entire group that's here today, because that is a statement into itself.
Yes, it is.
That's as powerful a statement as any one of us can make and have made. It's the diversity of Pittsburgh that is coming together to say no more, and to say who we are as a nation.
That's right.
Who we are as a nation, who we should be as a nation, who we were taught we were to be as a nation. Thank you so much for being with us tonight.
No more violence. Yes.
If you have any questions, I hope we've answered them.
Do you feel that you were targeted because of your roles in the community, because of your attempts to move the community forward?
Definitely. This is another act of political violence that has gone on for years. You know, as I said, my grandmother, you know, was the longest serving member of the Democratic National Committee and one of the first activists, African-American activists in the city of Pittsburgh. And, you know, as I said, my great-grandfather was the first African-American president of the Homewood Business Association.
What message do you think whoever did this was trying to send? Do you think they were trying to say that they don't like the direction that you're trying to move the community, that you're trying to move us?
Of course, as like many people have said, you know, this isn't the first time this has happened. You know, this is a continuation of threats to our African-American community. You know, we have the bombing, you know, in Alabama, right? We have the sit-ins at the church and the sit-ins at the Woolworth, you know, counter. So this is just a continuation of the hate and the attempt to scare people from continuing the fight for our community.
Mr. Anderson, do you believe it's the same individual or group of individuals who robbed your shop and then came back later, or is it a different person? Do you have any indication of that?
I really can't speak to that because I don't have any information on it, and it's an ongoing investigation. As I said, the Pittsburgh Police, you know, Zone 5 Officer Commander Lance from Zone 5 told me the other day that they have video of the person who robbed my shop, but they do not have video of the person who sprayed these racist things on the side because it was on the other side of the video. But it's an active investigation, and the people involved will be found and will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
So they robbed your place first and then tagged you?
Yes.
So are you have any affiliation with anybody in the street, like a gang or anybody from New York or anything like that?
No.
The reason why I asked is because the first part of that tag means robbery or you got robbed. The rest of the part of that tag is who did it. That's why I'm asking.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that, and that was the purpose of us bringing this photo, so that anybody from the community that may recognize this, you know, we're asking them to turn this person in or call 911. You can, you know, make a statement anonymously. You don't have to give your name or anything, but we need the community's help to make sure that this doesn't happen to anyone else. And in 33 years of being in business, this has never happened before.
Mr. Stevens brought up the possibility that this could have been a member of your own community, a member of the Black community, calling it absolutely unacceptable. Particularly, how do you feel about the possibility that that would be the case?
Well, all possibilities are open because, as we know, there are African Americans that hate African Americans.
That's right.
So this is not a thing. You know, there were black slavers, you know, and we know that before there were ever ICE, the first police department from Philadelphia were those officers that were given badges to return runaway slaves back to their slave masters.
That's right.
So there are people in our community, there are elected officials, there are African Americans, there are, you know, regular business people that are African Americans, there are regular African American citizens that do not like African Americans and hate themselves and hate their own skin. So all possibilities are open. We are not, we do not know, what, race or nationality these suspects are, but we are confident that the Pittsburgh police will find these people. They will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
Question for Ms. Vogel, if you wouldn't mind.
Ms. Vogel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you very much. The question is a bit twofold here. One, how important is it for the Jewish community to be a part of groups like this? And there have been many issues, of course, with folks in the Jewish community being targeted, including one on the Mexican war streets. A family has been targeted more than a dozen times. Can you just speak to that, and also, like I said, how important it is to be part of this group?
Yeah, like I said before, it's essential that we all stand together, because when hate happens to one of us, it happens to all of us. There's no reason why one particular group is more or less important than the other. I can't speak to that particular family in the Mexican war streets, but what I can say is that I think, like many communities, like the immigrant community in Pittsburgh right now, the way that Will Anderson is feeling right now, it's a terrible feeling to walk around and feel like just because of a part of your identity that you will be targeted by somebody, that you will be targeted by hate speech, by hate actions, or targeted by defacing your property, and something that you've put a lot of work into. Again, the Jewish community has a long history of standing on all issues related to civil engagement, civil rights, and standing with all communities on issues like this.
And just to say, while you're saying there, Ms. Lewis, I was a part of the first Pittsburgh Rekindle faction, right, which is a group that brought us together as African Americans and the Jewish community to see how we can work stronger and to enhance our relationship. So I graduated a few months ago from the first Rekindle class, and we're looking for others to join the next class so that we can continue to work together as the Jewish and the African American community and our Latino community, because we are all one, right? And as I said, when something happens to one of us, it will eventually happen to all of us. So you can ignore it, you can try to think that it's not going to happen to you, and then the next thing that you know, you're standing alone by yourself.
Arrest warrant was, I don't know if you saw, an arrest warrant was issued today for the man believed who was tearing up the flags in the Mexican war streets. I'm sure you're hoping you have the same outcome here where police can identify someone.
Definitely, and that is the reason that, when this happened, that I reached out to the Jewish community, because this is something that is a continuation, right? And when something happens to the Jewish community, if no one says something, then that type of hate and those people move on to the African American community. So then when something happens to the African American community and nothing happens, then they move on to the Latino community, right? So when we're left in the end, you're left standing by yourself, but the hate continues. So unless we stand together as a people and we stand together as one, this hate will continue. And unless we stand and we use our voice positively, right? We are not victims. We are survivors. And I never look at myself as a victim, no matter what happens. I am a survivor, and I am a community activist that fights for people and will continue my fight. I will continue to push for legislation that empowers everyone, right? Regardless of who you love, regardless of your religious status or any of those things, right? Everyone in this country deserves, and in the world deserves, love, deserves peace, and deserves to live their lives without the fear of retribution because of what they do or what they believe in, right? And as a politician, it is my job to stand for everyone and to speak for those who cannot or will not fight for themselves. And this act will not deter me. I will continue to fight. We will continue to push for legislation and hold our leaders accountable. And as Roy said, if they don't do their job, we will replace them.
That's right. Come on.
There you go.
Any more questions? Once again, we thank all of you for being here, and of course our partners for standing with us. And we will continue to fight. We will not stop. We cannot stop. Thank you.